Guys, Ryan Diamond here. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about coping skills and creating your own coping skills. I hope that with some of the tips I'm about to give you, you guys can use them in a really positive way. And, a lot of the tips I'm about to give you, you guys don't even have to use my tips. You can recreate them in your own way. And I'm hoping that these will really make a difference for you guys as it has for me and my personal experiences. I think they're very useful, and I think they can definitely make a difference in the long run. So, with that being said, let's get started. Going back almost 4 years ago, I developed a list of coping skills. I've talked to you guys about most of my story, where I come from, and where what I've been through, etc. The list I came up with started on a blank sheet of paper. I don't exactly have it posted on like my wall in my room or anything. Mainly, I've listed it down, but in the long run, it's all memory at this point because I know exactly what my situation has been like, and it's a great thing to refer back to. And a lot of you at this point are thinking, Ryan, with coping tools, everybody has their own way of dealing with things. What is this? What's your point with this? Well, here's the thing to keep in mind, guys. I'm about to share with you some of the pros and cons to every situation that you guys may end up dealing with, for anybody, for what we're all dealing with. And, a lot of the things that really helped me to get by. So, when I first started out, I gotten into boxing and everything, and one of the first tools that I used is boxing training. Boxing training had really helped me, and I had this at the time. I had this big ball of stress, this big ball of anger, this big ball of depression, this big ball of hurt, sadness, all this type of stuff, and it started to grow. And as soon as I got into boxing, completely exploded, and it really helped me to channel a lot of that emotion I was feeling into the training. So I had that as a first thing on the list. Excuse me. Second thing on the list that I had was writing personal thoughts into a journal. I didn't have exactly a book or anything at the time. I had a 3-ring binder with a stack of notebook paper. And I journaled my thoughts down about whether it was I got into a fight with my mom, whether it was I had a bad day at school, whether it was, I was just sick and tired of the situation I was dealing with, that type of stuff. So I journal it and I date it. The third thing I had done was I listened to music a lot, and that was a plus for me because it always helped me to motivate myself for boxing. And I'd go out on the weekends and I would go for early morning jogs, and it would really pump me up. It would really motivate me a lot. So that was a really good part for the boxing. So the fourth thing was a big one in the sense that I was reaching out to friends, talking about my situation, saying, hey, look, guys, this is what I'm dealing with. God, this sucks. And, I'd be saying, look, it's not easy. This is what I'm dealing with. And, I didn't really ask them how to deal with the situation. I kind of knew, but at the same time, even if you're just explaining your situation, it's always good to let it out instead of just bottle it up. Because if you bottle it up, it really hurts. It seriously does. And I'm not telling you guys that you need to reach out for help. I'm just giving examples to get you guys thinking and, really think about the pros and cons. So, I reached out for help, which was one of the hardest things I did after, or even tried doing before, I made my choice, because before I made my choice to do better, I didn't want help. I didn't care at all. So the fourth thing I did, was reaching out for help, whether it was friends or family. And, this list started to grow over time. One of the new things I have is, vlogs to post on Facebook about how I'm feeling, to do Facebook posts, to call or text a friend or a family member or something, or even go to a friend's house. I think that's one of the 6 things I have. I even have go for a walk and just think about life. Think about, what am I dealing with now? how do I work on either me, or how do I work on the situation, stuff like that. And for example, let's say, and the thing is, you don't even have to use a lot of these tools. I mean, for example, if you have a hobby that you really like to do and that you're really passionate about, like I am with boxing or speaking or whatever it is, let's say you really like music, for example, and you put a lot of your emotions into music. Um, and let's say, for example, you are dealing with, for example, um, one of the things I dealt with over the years that was really hard on me was between divorce and um, parents' divorce and transferring schools a lot. There's more, but I'm just gonna use those two. Let's say you're dealing with that. You're just like, mom and dad are split, and transferring schools a lot. It sucks. You know what? I'm feeling angry. I hate transferring to so many schools. This sucks. What do I do? I feel like I have no control over the situation. Well, with that being said, um, think about the pros and cons. I mean, at that point, you could be thinking about, you know what, I don't want to write any music today. I just want to, I feel the strong urge to just go out and, try smoking cigarettes, to just, drink a beer or something like that, or just anything to ease away the pain. You know what, at that point, if you're not feeling up to music, guys, I really encourage you to reach out for help and, just talk to someone. You don't have to exactly be asking questions, or just, or, even if you don't want to do that, journal your thoughts down, or, listen to music or something. And, if worst comes to worst, really, call an emergency crisis, type of thing. I don't know exactly what they're called. There's a few of them. You're calling. You don't have to give your name or whatever, but you can, just say, "Hey, look, this is my situation. I'm feeling like extremely depressed. Even if it's the point of suicide. Do stuff like that. It really helps in the long run. That type of stuff. So your pros and cons deal with a lot of these situations, and it gets hard at times because for example, me, when I'm dealing with when I dealt with my situations, I'd be like, for example, let's say I got into a fight with my mom and it was a really bad one, and it really caused a lot of mental stress on me. For example, let's say I was at dad's for a weekend and um, I wasn't sure what to do. Let's say I didn't want to do boxing. I didn't want to do journaling. I didn't want to really. Well, maybe I kind of wanted to listen to music or something. And I was just like, you know what? I'm okay. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna go for a walk. Maybe later, if I'm still feeling this way, I'll talk to a friend or talk to, my dad or somebody, and that type of stuff. So I go out for a walk and just be, I just think. I just be like, so this is the situation I'm dealing with now. What do I do? And I'd really think about it, and I think the amazing part about just walking, wherever you live is, it's amazing how much you think about in the situation you're going through, of how far you've actually walked, and there's something about that that's just so amazing to me. But that type of thing, it's really good, and it kind of it pulls you away from your situation, and you just kind of just get away from things. And one of the most important things you want to consider is, remove yourself from the situation you're in. Don't be in a situation where it's really going to cause a lot of stress on you, or anxiety. I've personally dealt with stress and anxiety. It's a really hard thing to go through, guys. I remember my anxiety and stress was really bad, to the point where my entire core would be shaking, my hands would be shaking, all that type of stuff, and it was really bad for me mentally. And it caused me to really breathe heavily and stuff like that. So it really got hard. So you really got to think about the situation you're in, the pros and cons, and you just think about how you're feeling, how you can deal with it, and just figure out what is best for you in the long run. So with that, there's a lot of things that play into the coping skill list, and I'd really encourage you guys to maybe try listing a few things down. It's fine if you just start out small. I started out small. and I kind of grew my list. And, that's great if you guys can grow your list by, using the coping skills that you guys use daily, and, it can be anything. So, really, that's all I wanted to really talk about, and I'm hoping that you guys will use the list. I'm hoping that you guys can, um, just use it in a very positive way, and, um, all that type of stuff. So until next time, remember, there's still hope out there, and all that type of stuff. So don't forget to subscribe for more, and my Facebook Hope link is in the description for the group. And with that all being said, I will see you guys later. So